Galactic Federation of Light Update, July 19, 2016. 6 Chikhan, 18 Kumku, 12 Manik. Selamat Jawa. It is a truly sad time for you, and, especially, for those who have so carelessly and arrogantly ruled you. The Nice attack was yet another false flag. It was a vain attempt to bring into view those who so desperately wish to discover some way by which they can somehow prevent the inevitable. The time of these massive behemoths' reign of death and destruction is nearly over. Their rule by default was first established in the early 1960s, and brought to its full potential in the mid-1970s. It has fed violence, madness, and crazy acts that seem impossible to fully understand. Soon, they are to be arrested, and you are to be shown how they long carried out their dirty work. This last instrument of horror pursued by them is a global psychic network run by a large group of misguided men, women and boys. It has brought us horrifying incidents that have led to the deaths of famous celebrities, formerly unknown victims, and been part of incidents of shocking horror in India, Israel, and great parts of Western Europe. The idea was first to shock, and then to hope that their acts led to copycat acts that spread the insanity. All of this is finally to lessen as this deranged network is finally taken down. When the dark learned of the power of the mind as demonstrated by the dark ETs in the early 1950s, the cabal asked its minions to take this vile technology and run with it. This is the source of the psychedelic age, and a strange network created out of the recruitment of young men and women to follow the wishes of a thoroughly corrupt group of mad oligarchs, who deeply wanted to even further control the minds of their enslaved subjects. These wishes produced the age of powerful addictions and a type of violence, strongly aligned to this horrible nonsense. However, this process had a more sinister operation. It was to hopefully increase the degree of dark control now embraced by these same unholy oligarchs. Nevertheless, these various schemes began to crumble as the degree of consciousness rose. Ultimately, we are to introduce mind technologies that are to terminate this relationship between addiction and many vile acts. Your world has been caught in this dangerous trap for too long, and it is now time to finish off the mess that has existed since the late 1960s. The rise of human consciousness is to be the most important development of this century. It is part and parcel of our arrival on the scene and the rise of Western governments. This is to mark how humanity is finally going to alter the constant pattern of widespread corruption and foreign control. At present, the single most important event in the BRICS nations is the true reform that is altering how the former colonial practice of Western-oriented corruption is to end. This immense practice is to be stopped because the West itself realizes just how this corruption forged governments loyal to the powers that be, and not to the people. Democracy is a system that is first born whole, and then carefully protected by all. We have a form of it called fluid dynamics. It is a more primitive version of this than Nasara, and, more importantly, a global version, Gisara, that is to spring up in the coming months. We are confident that this instrument is swiftly to alter into an original form of fluid dynamics. This is to be greatly influenced by our mass arrival on your beautiful shores. As you grow over the coming times, you are to participate in the RV, and at last be an international part of the GCR. These monies are to signal the start of an endless prosperity, as well as a new precious metals-backed financial system. In about a year or less, this is to lead to a technology that is to do away with monies and permit you to repair the damage to Gaia caused by nearly 13 millennia of resources mining, farming, and other primitive acts that greatly diminish the surface of your world. You can then restore your world, and indirectly ready yourselves for your eventual mass migration to inner Earth Agartha. By that time, we are to lend and begin a dialogue that is to lead you to your own crystal light chamber. Our discussions, along with the lessons of your ascended masters, are to prepare you for what is to follow. Armed with this vital information and the answering by us of a number of important questions, you are to begin the operation that is to lead you to your light chamber and to full consciousness. Hosanna! 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 Blessings. We are your ascended masters. we address you at a most auspicious time. The dark cabal is beginning to crack open. Meanwhile, the new Nasara Republic prepares to be openly declared. This time, thus, is the moment that heaven has long prophesied. The dark is quickly losing its grip on the pace of this realm. A new master has assumed the helm, and is of the light. We simply ask all to trust in this, and permit these new realities to take shape. Heaven has readied an agenda filled with surprises and embodying the essence of joy. Therefore, be prepared to see all kinds of wonders and miracles appear before you. As always, we solemnly invoke the energies that your positive spirits have manifested. You are doing your part to strengthen and preserve this. Heaven applauds you for the way you are making it positive for these energies to continue on, and to grow even stronger as these events mature and reach their boiling points. You, dear ones, are a most marvelous group of light workers. When we ourselves began this journey and started to expand our group as each new master was added, we saw clearly how long this journey to the light was to become. We began to marshal our strengths and plot just how long this arduous journey was to take. Most of us thought it was to take another quarter millennium or so. You have amazed us, as generation after generation was even more spiritual and conscious than the last. Then, to our amazement, the Galactic Federation returned and presented us with a special mentoring program and the agreements made with the medical team on how best to coordinate the light chamber construction and constant modification program. These are to ensure that every individual is to be easily returned to full consciousness. We now had a plan and a means to successfully pursue it. What you are on the verge of is a most fantastic proposition. Long ago, the Atlanteans dropped you into a special limited consciousness realm. Heaven promised that this special reality was merely a limited one. You are currently within a truly unique operation, which is destined to reverse the actions first imposed upon you by the Atlanteans. You are even, in the very near future, to offer the Dark Ones who originally forced all of this upon the Atlanteans, a wondrous light body and the joy of full consciousness. These events are to prove again how heaven works to make the light omnipotent. We are close to entering a new great galactic year. In this time, full galactic peace is to be conferred. This galaxy, which was once so dark, is then to become a place filled with light and a plethora of prophecies fulfilled. Today, we have reviewed what is happening across this globe. Take this time to add your light to the growing energies of a world emblazoned with an ever-growing layer of consciousness. Be happy and joyous. The time for your global liberation has come. Know, dear ones, that the countless supply and never-ending prosperity of heaven are indeed yours. So be it. Selamat Gajan. Selamat Ya, Syrian for B1. And be in joy. Channeled by Sheldon Neidl. www.paoweb.com